How can you scale your crafting business to multiple six figures a year without having to hire any employees? In this video, I'm going to share my 6 income streams, smallest to largest, that have allowed me to scale my income without adding more time to my workday. And there is nothing special about me. I think you can do this too. Hi, I'm Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and I sell handmade wreaths on Etsy. That's exactly how I started. And that is still a big chunk of my income, which I'm going to share later in this video. But if you're interested in how I started my Etsy shop from scratch and I tell the whole story, I have another video I made a few years ago. Actually, more than that, I share my income and my beginnings and all of that in this video. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3, well, now a work-at-home mom of 3, and I have zero desire to hire employees. I manage enough with my family, and in my life right now, I don't have a desire to have any employees and manage people. And people are often surprised when they hear that I don't have any employees. But yes, you can scale your income even if you don't have the desire to have a huge business. I like to keep things simple as much as I can. The thought of having to hire somebody just kind of really stresses me out. I hope this encourages you if you are maybe a stay-at-home mom or a work-at-home mom like I am, and you don't really want to manage more people. You want to keep things simple. You want your life to be simple without having the stress of having employees or things like that. At least that's where I'm at in my life. I hope this encourages you that you can still make a very good income with your craft business. Like I said, I started making handmade wreaths and I sold them on Etsy, which I still do. So this is great if you sell handmade items and sell them online. And you're doing that now and you're like, okay, I'm maxed out with my time. I can't make any more of these. So therefore, my income is sort of capped. There came a point in my business where I'd already raised my prices to slow down sales and make more per item. I've already done all of those kinds of things to increase my income without having to increase my time spent. But there's still a certain point where that gets capped. So to grow my income, I would either have to hire employees or come up with some more passive revenue streams or other revenue streams that I could do without adding much more to my current workload. So, as you probably guessed, I chose option 2. So all of these income streams I have added slowly to my business. I started my Etsy shop in 2016, and I didn't start adding these other income streams until 2019, I believe. I also wanted to mention that I haven't spent any money on advertising or anything like that. This is all organic, with the exception of Etsy's offsite ads. If you make over a certain amount of money on Etsy, then you have to be opted in to their offsite ads, but that's not really a big deal. So if you sell your handmade crafts online and are looking to scale your income without adding more time to your workday, this video is for you. These are the 6 income streams I currently have in my business, and I am going to be adding more. I have some plans to do that next year. However, I am a slow and steady girl. If you add too much at once, you're going to get overwhelmed. Also, keep in mind, as my audience grows, most of these income streams will naturally grow as well. So I can focus on growing my audience, and a lot of these other things, they don't take any more work, but the income will be greater. So that is a great thing to keep in mind. And one of the reasons this is so scalable and I'm able to do it on my own. Starting smallest to largest, UGC, user generated content. This is where you actually make content for another brand for them to post on their channels or their social media. I was actually reached out to by a brand that I was shocked. They even found my page. It was basically their customer was full of my ideal customer for my wreaths. So I was very excited to work with them. They not only paid me for a 30-second reel that I made for their social media. They paid me a good amount. And I also got exposure because they tagged me in it, exposure to their audience, which was very helpful for me as well. This is my smallest income stream right now because I just did it once, but I'm open to doing it again. I loved it and it was really fun to work with this brand. My fifth income stream is affiliate marketing. This is where I make a small commission from things I recommend. And just so you know, I am super picky about the things I recommend, and I will only recommend things I love and would use myself. You can easily break trust with your audience if you recommend things just for the money. I would never do that. In fact, I've been recommending things before I ever made any affiliate income from it. From now and in the future, I will only recommend things that I would use myself. For example, my wire cutters. I absolutely love these, use them all the time. A lot of you have bought these and absolutely love them, which I'm so pleased about. But when you click on my link for those, that is an affiliate link and I get a very small commission. So all those little things add up. And that's why when your audience grows, those amounts can grow too. I'm also an affiliate for a couple software companies. I get a very small commission if people use my link to sign up for those, which is great. And I've, just so you know, I've been asked by a lot of different people to be affiliates for them and I've turned them down. So I've been very, very selective because, like I said, I don't want to recommend anything that I wouldn't use myself or that I don't already use myself. So that's very, very important to me because your trust in me is of utmost importance and I will never betray that. Another one is a lot of products I use to make wreaths. For example, a lot of supplies that I get from Michael's. I can link those. If you click on that link and purchase those items, I will get a small commission. And that's great because you guys ask me where I get things all the time anyway. So I do try and link those when I can. I also recommend things I don't get an affiliate commission for. So not everything I recommend is something I'm getting paid to recommend or anything like that. But all these little tiny, like pennies here, pennies there, it all adds up and makes a pretty good income stream overall, which is really nice. My fourth largest income stream is ad revenue. And most of this comes from my YouTube channel. And full disclosure, full transparency, I know I said I don't have any employees. However, my husband does edit my YouTube videos. That's the one thing I have hired out, but it's my husband. So, you know, so having him do that does save me a lot of time. He edits a YouTube video for me every week. Unless I go live, then it's live and there's no editing required. And he also edits my featured wreaths in my VIP group and any courses that look like the editing's more complicated than the simple ones I do. It's usually him that's edited that. So he usually takes part of his weekend to edit my videos for me. So sweet. I don't do this all on my own. And I have hired my kids to, break down boxes and things for me too. So it's just a family affair. So ad revenue is mainly from my YouTube channel and it's a nice steady, by steady, I mean, I get a good chunk every month. It's very volatile. It's not like super steady, but it's steadily my fourth largest stream. I also get a tiny bit from Instagram and Facebook, they're bonuses, but it's very, very small. Instagram used to have a really good bonus program. I hope they bring that back. That was great. But then that went away. It was just a trial, unfortunately. That was nice. So the ads, I just get that from my YouTube channel. And right now I'm at about 50,000 subscribers. Most likely that number will grow as my channel grows and I get more viewers. So like and share. My third largest revenue streams are my courses. And this is a new one for me. I just recently added some small workshops and a mini course. And so this can grow as I add more. But the nice thing about courses is you do most of the work up front. So making these was a lot of work and I put a lot of effort into that. Once they're made, then it's passive. So you'll sell them, but you've already done all the work to make them. So it's a lot more passive now. I like to work on things like this during times when it's not as busy in my Etsy shop, for example, because there are definitely times in my Etsy shop where I can't work on some of these income streams as much or it's a lot more difficult. But like right now, I'm filming this in the summer. So my Etsy sales are a bit lower, so I can use that time to work on things like this. The reason I made these workshops is because I kept getting questions that would take a lot to answer. And I would get these questions very often. So I knew there was a need for it. And so if you go to my website, there's actually a spot where it says courses. And that's where you can see what I have to offer. I've got my workshops. I've got a spring stock your shop workshop and a summer Stock Your Shop workshop. I'm hoping to do a fall and winter or Christmas Stock Your Shop workshop as well. And that is because I kept getting questions on how many items should I have in my shop when I start? Where do I get my supplies? How many supplies should I buy? How do I do this? How do I do that? And it was a lot. And I really don't like giving short answers that aren't full. I feel like I always have to explain everything fully because I really, really want you to understand and get it right. I only open my VIP group, which is later in this video. I only open my VIP group twice a year, and a lot of people find me and want to know about these things. And the doors to my VIP group are closed. And so I wanted to offer something so they can get a head start before they join the VIP group, because a lot of people have joined and they're like, oh, I overspent on supplies. I didn't know. And so, because I have trainings for all of that inside my membership, but I wanted to provide something for people who aren't in there yet, or they want to know these things now. They don't want to wait till the doors to my VIP group open, which I totally understand. So that's why I created a couple mini courses. And then I also have one all about shipping wreaths. And it's actually 6 or 7 lessons. And it's something I can keep updated because I do have a YouTube video about how to ship a wreath. However, it's a few years old now, and a lot of the information is there has changed. So I decided to do a little course. It's very inexpensive, and it can save you the cost of the course if you ship one wreath potentially. So it's a great way. So if people ask me, I don't know how to ship a wreath, I can be like, okay, I have a course talking all about that. Also, if you are a VIP member, I have that course inside of my VIP group as well. But like I said, this is something I offer for those who aren't in the VIP group. And all of my courses you have lifetime access to, so that's nice. So that is my third largest income stream. It's a newer one, and I'm hoping to grow that as well. So while that income stream does take a lot of time up front, it's more scalable in the long run, and I'm a lot more passive in the long run. My second largest income stream is my Etsy shop, where I sell mainly physical products. And I did recently do a video all about my different income streams within my Etsy shop. I sell physical items there mostly, but I've also added some other income streams there inside my Etsy shop. But I'm just counting that as one income stream here. But if you want to see how you can diversify your income within your Etsy shop, go watch that video. That will be very, very helpful. My largest income stream is my membership. This is my wreath making VIP group where I teach members how to make wreaths like a pro and sell them on Etsy if they want. There's tons of people in there that are in there just to learn wreath making, and then a lot of them want to either fund their hobby by selling, or they want to grow it into a full-time Etsy shop like I have done. And many of my members have, which is one of the reasons why I'm making this video, is because they've been asking for, like, okay, I've made a ton of wreaths. I need to scale my income now. So that's part of why I'm doing this. I love this income stream. It's probably my favorite because, first of all, I love my group. I know I'm biased, but I just love those members. I love serving them. It's so important to me. And it's nice because you get that reliable income every month. I also love it because it's super scalable. As my membership grows, my customers, they still have that low monthly fee, but the more members I get, obviously my income grows, but my workload doesn't grow that much. I still make the content I have every week on the content schedule. I would do that whether I had 10 members or 1,000 members. My workload does add a little bit because as more members are there, there are more comments and questions in the community, but I love answering them. I love interacting with all of my customers. Yes, a lot of people, when their memberships get bigger, they will hire out people to take care of all of that customer service or things of that nature. However, at least where I'm at now and for the foreseeable future, I want to keep that. I love getting to interact with my customers. I know what's going on with them. When they have questions or they're having a problem figuring out where to find something, that tells me that, okay, maybe I need to do a better job in this area of showing where to find these things. So because of certain questions, I now added a virtual tour of my group. I kept it very simple and easy to follow, but there's a range of people in there from young to much older. So when I see questions from my customers, it can also help me know what I need to do better at, or fix or explain better. So I'm always trying to improve there. And if I was just hiring someone to do that stuff for me, I feel like I wouldn't have that close connection with my members as much. And for me, if I join something, I want to have communication with the person who started it. That's just me. I might have different feelings as I grow, but I like to grow slowly so that when problems come up, they are a lot easier to fix. There's also more that I have done in the past that I don't currently do, and more that I'm planning on doing. And I have created a PDF. There are more income streams that I have done in the past that have done really well that I'm not currently doing. I haven't included those here. And there's also some that I'm planning on doing that I'm really excited about. So I'm going to share with you a free guide. It's called The Crafter's Guide to Scaling Your Revenue. And it's a PDF I've made, and it shares all the income streams I shared here and more. And it's a guide created to help you diversify and scale your income so you can have a more sustainable craft business. To get that guide, I will link it in the description of this video. It is free, and I really want it to be a helpful tool for you. Get those juices flowing. I have a few closing tips for you. The first tip is to be patient. This doesn't happen overnight. Slow and steady wins the race all the time. I have been consistent through the ups and downs, and I've stuck with it for a long period of time when many others would have given up in many of these different revenue streams. Even in the beginning, I share in where I started my Etsy shop. I started very slow, and I'm so glad I didn't give up. I always was confident that it was going to work out, and it has. And I'm still continuing to grow it. But patience is so important. Also, along with patience, is focus on adding one thing at a time. If you try to do everything at once, you're going to get so overwhelmed and it's going to be a little too clunky. But if you focus on doing one, doing it really, really well, learning about that one, doing it well, adding the next one, doing that well. And so slowly over time, you can have this massive amount of income streams and you'll be making more money with not working any more hours, and it's glorious. The next tip is focus on what your audience is asking for. Every single one of my revenue streams has been a result of questions from my audience or things that they've been wanting to know. In fact, this YouTube channel is a result of questions from you guys. I would get questions on how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you price this? How do you price that? And so I would make a YouTube video answering those questions. So even this income stream is because you guys asked and I shared the information. It's so much easier to make a YouTube video once. When someone asks a question, you share the YouTube video. It's nice. And then you get more views and then more ad revenue. It's all the beautiful cycle. The last tip I have for you is don't start too soon. I know if you're just starting your crafting journey, focus on that right now. Get to where your craft, whatever it is selling well online, and then start to add these other revenue streams. If you get that squirrel syndrome, so maybe you're struggling selling your items and you're like, ooh, I'm going to do this instead. If you're struggling selling your items, it might be an audience problem, or maybe work on getting better at your craft. Because once you're doing well, making beautiful things, selling them successfully, you'll get an audience of people who are wanting to know how you do that. Where do you get your supplies? How are you shipping these things? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? And that is where you can create other products and other income streams, recommending things, making tutorials, because people will see your success selling your crafts, and then the other income streams will flow. I love puns. There you have it. Those are my 6 income streams. Don't forget to grab your Crafter's Guide to Scaling Your Revenue, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.